This is Honey Mahogany from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5, and you are listening to Homorazzi.com. Hi, Tommy.
Hi, honey. Oh, my God, girl. I was so disappointed 2 nights ago.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. It's theirs.
I know.
But,
you know, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I live for your caftans, and I thought you looked great every week, and you were one of my top girls, and now you're gone, and now I'm sad.
It's okay. You know how it is. It's television.
Yeah.
I'm fine. It happened 6 months ago, and I, honestly, like going into the competition, I just wanted to get on there so that I could, do my music.
Because how does it feel to be the first queen from San Francisco? Because they've never had one on the show before, which is kind of surprising to me. So how did that feel?
I know. I think it's ridiculous. I mean, like, not ridiculous that I'm the first, but ridiculous that there haven't been more in the past. Mm-hmm. And this is my first time auditioning, so would I have been on there earlier if I had auditioned earlier? I don't know. Would I have been ready earlier? I don't know. But it feels like, going into it, I didn't think too much about it. I was just kind of excited that I was the first. I was like, ooh, I get to be the first from San Francisco. That's cool, Mm-hmm. But then when I got back and, like, it came out that I was, going to be on the show, all these people were like, well, how are you dealing with the pressure? And I was like, what pressure? And they're like, you're the first one from San Francisco. If you don't represent, like, that's, people are going to get pissed off.
Yeah.
And so that's when I was kind of like, oh, this is, there's this whole other level of expectation. Most of San Francisco has been extremely supportive of me.
Yeah.
And it's always, of course, you're always going to have haters, right? I mean, with the good comes the bad, it's yin and yang, and I'm lucky enough that, I've had more positive in terms of the community than negative. It is interesting to see which members of the community kind of turn their back on me, or kind of speak out against me in weird ways. The one thing, especially that certain people latched onto, was the comments that I made in Untucked, which I was extremely upset about how it was edited, where they show me saying, like, the look isn't important in San Francisco.
Right.
And it was taken completely out of context, and of course, like, they only gave you a portion of what I actually said. My full sentence was, I believe I said, well, I've never been a pageant girl, and I've never really concentrated on the look. In San Francisco, the look isn't as important. The performance is what matters. And it's much more about, what you bring to the table on stage in terms of what you're doing, your concept, your talent, than it is what you look like. Because you can be bearded, you can have hairy legs and armpits, you can have half a face on or no face on, and you can be wearing a garbage, saran wrap like Alaska was wearing that first episode, or you know what I mean. So that's what I was saying. But the way that it edited it, I just felt like it was still, not just a misrepresentation of what I was saying, but kind of like an insult to San Francisco, and that's not at all how I meant it.
Okay, well, getting off of Drag Race, I want to talk about something that was released yesterday. Someone released a music video and a song.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can tell you're really excited about this. This is the first thing you mentioned when I talked to you today is about your music and how you want to go with that. So why don't you tell me a little bit about it's called It's Honey, correct?
Oh, you're so good, yeah.
Well, of course I'm good. I do my research.
I know, I can tell.
So how did that song come about? Tell me how. Give me a little bit about you and your singing.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I've always been a singer, and within the last 2 years, I've ventured into songwriting, and just found myself love it. I love it so much. Like, it's one of my favorite things to do is to sit down and come up with melodies and write lyrics. And I don't have all that much time for it usually because I'm touring all over the place. But I wrote that song actually, maybe 2 years ago now. And I'm working with a producer here in San Francisco. His name is Eric Ian Walker, and he and I were doing cabaret shows locally in San Francisco at Martini's. And I was like, what? I think it's time that we start like writing our own stuff. And so I decided to write a couple songs. And the first one was It's Honey, and It's so funny how it ended up evolving, because when I first wrote It's Honey, it was simply like it was very much like a disco, like very, very 70s song. But it was, and it was kind of sexy and cute and had this sort of, double entendre about the lyrics. Honey Mahogany, to me, has more recently evolved into this creature that's, just for lack of a better word, a little bit more of a siren. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that I'm going to become, the next, drag sex symbol. Yeah. That's not my goal. But it's just funny how it kind of is evolving, and I'm as entertained by the evolution as I am, the evolution of Honey, as I am, by the music and everything else that's going on. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time out this morning. I really appreciate it. This was like the easiest interview I've ever done. I think I said 10 things. It was great.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I know you're one of my, honestly, and I'm not just saying that. You've been one of the most pleasurable. I don't know, it's your energy. You didn't even have to say that much, and I just felt like
it's because I'm a fan. It's because I'm such a big fan of you and the show and everything. And
thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Killing my